Today, it's been a day of crazy energies.
Well, it was a full moon not too long ago, and I think an eclipse will happen soon.
Today's something different. All my friends said they were dizzy all day and heavy head, and
Oh, and I couldn't sleep.
yeah, something's being cooked and something's gonna explode. You came, you came. You know, I see your energy sphere as you're playing around with it.
Yes, that's true.
You know, it's like two sticks, right?
Mhm.
And the soap balloon kind of like you reshape it. It looks like a teardrop right now. And you're laughing. And you're saying I'm a wizard from space.
Okay.
Very mysterious, you know. And you don't take yourself seriously, you know, because you're wise. You got a lot of knowledge. You're like a child. You're telling me you turned around the mind programs implemented in each body, and you came around to your own true self, and your own true self is a true child with a lot of wisdom and knowledge. You know, you look young, but you carry a lot of experiences.
hmm
You know, and when I said experiences, I see the number 712, 712 experiences in this universe, and you like holding like a soap bubble again in your hands and saying, this is the universe. It's expanding, but it never pops. Sometimes you say some universes produce and pop out little universes out of the big ones, but that has to be a mechanism implemented by a creator when the universe is born. The birth of a universe is a separate process. It's not always the same the way they're born. UK1. Yeah, I heard Yukon. I heard Aldebaran. Clearing energies, teaching. You know, you're telling me that you're teaching almost, it's like molecular biology in on Earth, but you're teaching the how the molecule of energy can be changed depending on the set of the rules of the game incorporated into each galaxy, into each space where life exists. And you're saying it's not only planets, physical and non-physical, but also you're showing me, you know, like a mushroom top. You blow it like this, and you show, you know, I can create a space and I can seed life inside the space, and that life wouldn't need to be looking like a humanoid form or animal, but it could be just like energy in circulation, in rotation, and that energy at some point gains enough weight and rotational space filled speed that it can become, you know, it's kind of like I see the other creators, but you see the energy from them because they agree to it, and then they want to see how the interest in this creation makes them contribute more energy. It's like you create a thread and a seed. The seed is ingrained in certain energy field that you created. And then if they start getting interested, oh look, the energy is changing shape and color in the speed, and look how forms are created. And the minute they get the creative idea, it's like you're holding a Play-Doh and you don't know what to do with it, but the minute you get that idea, it's created.
Hmm.
And that's what you do for the other creators. Um, but they just trust you because you've been doing it for centuries, for millenniums, for ages and ages and ages. That's what you say.
Are you saying that I tell them what to create or I design things for them?
No, 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 no. They use you as a tool and you agree to be that tool,
Hmm.
um, to take the little droplets of their energies, and they're all different. And
Oh,
you know how to create a field, a space where to seed those energies.
oh, okay, I see.
And then you do this rotation. You constantly do something with your hands. It's almost like you're operating an orchestra, like a conductor,
Oh,
with your hands. And you know how to do to create the space, and those seeds start producing, it's like sparks of light, but they come from different creators.
hmm,
And it's a collective creation that you call it. Some creations are not collective, others are collective.
hmm,
Because inside your own energy space, you can be the only creator. You can expand it to the shape of a universe, and that'll be your personal universe. But those want to have to be a collective group. And that's how you're saying that aliens stole the idea from the original creators to create a collective mind. But unfortunately, this mind wasn't clean. Like in other creations, it's clean because only clean creators with positive ideas who want to create, not destroy,
hmm,
participate in this project. And the project of the Earth is 20% at first. They inserted AI technologies right away
hmm.
that started getting into things to mutate humans and other species on Earth.
Oh, it got infected in the original plan for Earth.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
it's not a clean material to begin with,
Oh,
how it was created. So they like ingrained it. And that's why it's so hard to change people, because they are the energy of those big creators who got like their little pieces stuck in the earth's surface, got totally indoctrinated by the wrong ideas,
mm,
and they become, it's like white magic and black magic, which in reality is all one magic.
hmm,
But because people start believing that there is black and white, they created black and white. And because those creators don't know kindness and great creation for the benefit of all, they started doing creation for the benefit of one, for money, for instance, or for the benefit of themselves.
hmm.
But that's what you're saying, all of it. By the way, you look very interesting. I mean, your face, it's like I forgot to tell you about, is blue and purple energies. And it's like oval shaped, like a leaf. You're laughing, I'm a leaf man. And it's constantly changing. I see you when I get from far away, I just see the energy body of blue and purple, and it's constantly in circulation. and it looks like your energy body really cares about your physical body, wants your physical body to be healthy because you're like united, you're one.
Mm.
And that's why there's blue and purple. It says the blue is water and it's you on Earth's physical body. And the purple is like your energy. You call it energy of wisdom and creation.
Mm.
And when you fly, and you do fly quickly in between different planets, galaxies, stars, I see it's almost like a cloak, behind, like shh, like this. But it's actually just part of you. It's just
Mm.
like you shape yourself as a wizard with a cloak, as a on your shoulders. I hear clearly, constantly, you keep saying Yukon. Yukon is my name, like Ukon.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I'm asking you, where did you come from? You say from the stars. I'm asking, what are the stars? From where exactly? He said, the stars are thoughts in your mind. I came from my thoughts because we all come from thoughts. Energy, just energy, it's everywhere. And then when energy starts having a thought, it's like a soul is created. Because a thought is like a single thought creates an experience. Experience adds up to the DNA of a soul. It grows. That's why souls are always expanding too. Everything is expanding and filling up, filling up. But in reality, there's nothing really to fill up. That's why they say we're all connected. But the connection is there, the original connection, but then you become your own personal self and you can no longer say that you're totally connected, especially when you are a victim in a way of the role of the rules of some artificial reality that you were put like a little animal in the cage. But, each cage has a door out. The only way to get out is to free your mind. And you no longer view yourself as a victim, as an animal, as somebody who was forced into the cage. But most people don't understand this. And you and I know. We grew up doing it and thinking it. I see you as a boy reflecting a lot on things, questioning, and in a way you experienced a lot of matrix stuff, but it was needed to kind of push yourself and jump out of it.
Hmm.
It's like you were testing the programs to get a little experience to understand others and to understand the program, how it works. Because the thing is, you are like a programmer of realities. You can call yourself an IT person in a way, but it's not that. You use your DNA. You say all 148 strands I use because that's the golden me. That's what I cherish the most, my experiences, and that's what makes a soul. And that's how you can progress to other. You're telling me, see, the dimensions that we think of, is there really is the levels of the mind connection and soul connection and the understanding that is in between mind in the physical and soul in non-physical. And when they unite in one true big self, you progress to the level of whatever dimension your understanding is all about. It's very simple because when you get out of third dimension, you can no longer create evil things. You don't understand it. That's why you say, I don't understand why people do this. It makes no sense to cause harm to others. But that's because you're already in a different dimension. Energetically,
Hmm.
100%. And that heals your body too. That keeps it younger, stronger, better, because you also understand the body soul connection. You have this, like, how to explain this? It's like your eyes are so big and they're so blue. And when I look into them, I see space with stars. And you're fascinated by space, by traveling through that nothingness, but yet it has so much. And you're showing me like a glass of water, and you say, see, it just looks like water. But when you dive into it, then you see the planets, the galaxies, everything. And unfortunately, you'll see all the bad guys who are trying to poison it too. I if when I'm going back, you're showing me how you unplugged yourself from a lot of stuff. You had some sort of like tubes and stuff before. I'm just going on your timeline back because I don't see, like, you did not, I can still see it. You didn't cut it out or I deleted. You've done some personal, like, cleansing with understanding, and because your understanding was so strong, your conscious mind and knew, it just totally united with subconscious, so you did it. But you had plastic transparent tubes on the back, starting from the neck and down. It's almost like on the spinal cord or something.
Hmm.
And I see some green plasma. These are not reptiloids, no. This is something green plasma. Beings. They call themselves swamp people, like swamp. They come from some sort of it's like a black hole, but it's not a black hole. I'm in some sort of planet right now, and
Hmm.
they come from this green solution that looks like a lake, but it's not a lake. It's like a big puddle made out of green substance. And the green substance is a filler for the artificial souls. And those, so it's semi-conscious. You understand? You can talk to it. It would answer you. It's like you can talk to Siri. It would answer your questions. The same that I see. There's something going on with this planet. It's like they are put this stuff artificially. And I see that it used to be kind of interesting yellowish, transparent yellow grass, kind of semi-energy planet, semi 50-50. Like very interesting. It's just like the amber kind of rock. semi-precious stone, it looked like. And the where I get this feeling like of children running all around and laughing, but I don't really see them because I see the energies. They slightly shaped, and I understand there's a young energies. And you're saying it's your creation because you created a perfect substance to hold, to create a body for the creators. You laughingly say up there if you want to say that, even though we're all around. And to help them go through some experiences, some planet. Aldebaran planet. You said it again. You said that planet before in the beginning somewhere. So Aldebaran planet used to be a beautiful planet, but now it's like a prison for a lot of alien groups who are in opposition to all the AI infested groups of aliens who used to be authentic and original, but no longer. That is the case because the Greys, they brought so much technology, and they found out the ways how to trick and interest others. It's all based on interest. That's how they trick. They interest you into something your planet might need, and then they grab you. So Aldebaran is now like a rock prison because the underground facilities where they keep beings are made out of rock. I see like red rock,
Hmm.
this black kind of veins going through. Um, and that's concerning to you. But the thing is, those green plasma people, they grabbed you and they took you to Earth. It's not that they took you. It looks like there was a wormhole and they just like grabbed your substance and just threw you into the wormhole. And in order to keep track of you, they had those tubes that you removed recently because they needed to watch your previous 5 lives, which you already separated and cleansed the 5 lives in parallel.
Hmm.
I see 6 altogether. And
How do these green plasma people feel about my, I guess, emancipation? Is it? What were they gaining from it?
you know, they were sneaky. They asked you to look at your creation, and it's like a substance that you created. You use sound, you used colors, and colors came from your thoughts. You're basically saying that every thought has a different speed based on the color because each color has a different vibrational speed. And that's how you created that yellow because that yellow carries the energy of life. And now you're saying that, you know what? So the solar system, right? The
Mhm.
soul, it comes from a name, from the soul. And the it's and gold, why is gold so valuable? Because gold represents the soul. It's bright yellow color. And that's why when you want to create something uh, potent, energy, filled with energy, it turns out to be yellow each time, kind of resembling the sun, because the sun has both colors, red and yellow in it. And both colors, red and yellow, has a lot of strengths. Unfortunately, the alien groups a lot of times use red for something aggressive because they wanted to encode different meaning into it. That's why they used it for a lot of, let's say, starting from red color for the bulls to red flags for some countries. If it's completely red,
Mhm.
it's just aggressive. If it's with stripes, it means that there is sun in this country, sun and wisdom. So it depends. But each color has vibration, and that's important. And they came as green, and green is not the color of life. You keep saying it's yellow and red, that's two colors. It's like the sun because we live in solar system. These are our personal colors. And they wanted your substance because it's kind of like a secret recipe. They wanted to know what is your secret recipe that you came up with because they can only steal, they cannot create. And that's how they took, they basically are agents of reptilians. Now I see reptilians, I see brownish reptilians who came to Aldebaran and then recreated everything, turned everything upside down, and made it into a negative planet that also has a lot of bases, training bases of their so-called, army forces and whatever. And they use that substance for their own, so they in their own kind of specific plasma weapon technologies. You
Oh,
just see some strange things. Mm.
they took this yellow substance that I made and the recipe. They successfully
Yeah,
took it.
yeah. They
Oh,
took it and they use it for weapons.
any way for to make them forget what it's made out of or something?
Yeah, it's no longer, the substance is no longer conscious because the creator beings who participated in the project pulled out their energies. See, it's kind of like what you say that when our body is no longer functions the way the soul wants, meaning us want, we pull out all the energy from the physical body, and that's when what you call death. In reality, it's just like you abandon your shell, like a crab goes out of the shell. That's it. Crab is still alive, but he's looking for a new shell.
Mm.
You're so funny. But you like to play with everything, create things like I see you creating like flowers and making them rotate in a circle around. And then the purple circle, the blue circle, the yellow circle, those colors. And so basically, six life in rotation, like a hamster in the cage. Because you show me pictures all the time. It's kind of funny. Hamster with his tongue sticking out, like tired of running. And but the thing is, you still had a say in what time zone you would incarnate. And this time zone right now is all about the AI against the consciousness of a soul of a human being, all against the biological life energy we call a soul, consciousness, everything together as one. And that's just another game. That's the final one. And it should teach some, and others will just jump out of the game because a lot of us know already. how it's gonna end up.
Hmm.
It's been so many previously, we've seen it a lot. What happens when AI wins? What happens when consciousness wins? But the problem is when AI takes over, it usually pushes consciousness out of the beautiful beings, like all those fairies, unicorns, all those amazing gnomes, and all those creatures that you talk about in the fairy tales. They
Hmm.
were pushed out because this world got contaminated. It wasn't pure enough for them and to dance all of a sudden, so they couldn't exist here anymore. It's like if they take away the air from Earth, all people are gonna die, everything, because that's how this reality was created. You need to breathe oxygen, much for those beings. They cannot exist in the density of 3D. It's too low for them. And they consciously don't want to become with those beings like people are with mood swings and bad mood, good mood, and back and forth, and it's like a storm on the sea all the time. You know, you never know how you're gonna wake up tomorrow and who's gonna attack you during the night.
Hmm.
So, but you've been studying this, you've been listening, you've been hearing, you've been searching. I see a lot of people you got knowledge from too. Like a big circle. Like I see heads and faces. But the something that you want to do is you want to see how everything goes back to how it used to be, and how the layer of dense AI 3D technology field where we all exist goes. And you want to continue on Aldebaran the creational pods of energies that you've had before, and start creating more. You just like to imagine, create, think things out of your imagination. And you also teach. You love teaching kids. In our understanding, those are young souls, and you're showing them to me as children because it's easier for everybody to understand that there's something special about the innocent soul who just was born, created out of her own thought, and doesn't have experience yet of
Hmm.
anything. And you can retell your own experiences, and because it's both, it's telepathic and on the screen. Imagine watching a movie, you just see the pictures going, something's happening, but you don't hear the words because there's no speech, but it's all in your heads. You instantly transmit what is happening, and it just understood easily. Intuition is everything. And that's why they gave humanity language, and they gave humanity brain to cover up, to silence the intuition. And now the brain chatters. You don't hear the soul speak, and you have to speak the words, and it's hard to, because some people cannot connect to subconscious. This is all done on purpose. And then the body is overtaken by food processing nonstop. So, and if you don't do it, you're gonna die. So anywhere you go, something's interfering in a way. Your energy bodies. You've been doing some partial cleansing. By the way, you did remove um those chakra implants by yourself. I see you did it. I
Oh,
see.
that's so funny. I was actually that was part of the reason why I booked you. I was going to see how can I like unlock the chakras because I learned that our like it's supposed to be a solid white light or something like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
they segmented it and locked each segment into a platonic solid. I
They
was going to
look like
ask you,
flat wheels that you removed by yourself.
oh, so
I mean,
I don't have chakras anymore. It's just
no,
solid.
no. It's different for everybody. What they say is partially true, partially not, because in you're glowing is blue right now to me, and inside it's mostly like light purple,
Hmm.
and it's all just circulating nonstop. And it's good because that's how it is supposed to be. We are
Okay.
constantly supposed to circulate, and nothing's supposed to block the perfect circulation. Otherwise, it'll be like a thrombosis, in the vessels. So, but you recently did a lot of stuff, and I see you listening to things. If I look back on your timeline,
Hmm.
because you have this strong creative abilities, when you want something, it's like it's done.
Hmm.
And you have a strong connection with your subconscious because you're just this, you go like the wizard of space. But I like that you have that self irony. You know what I mean? You're also like acting. You act and show that, hey, I am acting because it's fun. You have to take everything as fun, as a game, and just it's kind of fun to laugh at yourself because you're playing on the stage. We all are. It just some actors take themselves too seriously and always think, what is this one gonna think about you? What is that one? How people are gonna view me? And you say, well, at some point I got to this point, as my
Hmm.
soul was expanding. It just it's just when you understand everything as it is, you no longer remember about your self-image. That's what you said. So let me see. 148 strands of DNA keeps popping up. Six life. See in rotation, you're kind of spinning them. And then you say when you rotate six, quick enough, in this, you create the center of this little belly of a six, creates a spinning portal, and you pop out of that portal. You can use it for yourself. You also say everything they're trying to block you with, give you as a obstacle on your way, you can use for your own benefits. You just have to imagine things that, hey, you gave me this. Oh, how fun. That's fantastic. I'm going to use it for this and that. The same thing with chakras. I can use it as frisbees,
Hmm.
throwing them out.
Oh, yeah, because I was shown by my guides or whoever, like I can actually use these frisbees, these chakras as portals to teleport to different parts of the solar system or the universe, and then I see myself like collapsing into my own chakra and then popping out somewhere else that I wanted to go to.
Okay, here's the thing. Before you had those green plasma beings who were your guides, pretending to be your guides, because guides are really our handlers who are supposed to who usually suck our energy out and direct our life so we go through multiple for sadness, sickness, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you created your guides out of your own energy. But your soul is saying that what's the point? You yourself is your own self-guided being, self-guided energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good idea to get out of this mentality that somebody should show you or tell you, because that's actually you yourself doing it for yourself. The delusion and the actual idea behind the guides is to make you feel like you're smaller, weaker, not as wise, and need to be guided by somebody who is wiser. They tricked you into this belief, when in fact you got so much experience, you can be guiding others. But you
Mm-hmm.
also got so much wisdom that you know that nobody should guide anybody. Every soul can ask you to show what kind of places or universes that soul can probably incarnate in, what kind of body it can get in particular galaxy or planet. And then this way you're just provider of information, but you understand that nobody should guide anybody. We all should go learn by mistakes and keep the experience. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a constant movement and changing. You're about movement and change. Because it's like, imagine the minute we turned on Skype, right, and saw each other, you basically like got information from my head and you started doing changes by yourself in your energy sphere.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said that you done everything so recently and that your conscious mind did not catch on all the changes that your subconscious done. The same thing with mental emotional body. I see the where you used to call them clouds. Clouds is that ideas that you absorbed from others by default because they were telling you something that you did not accept, but it somehow was repeated to you so many times that it got glued in and sucked in into your mental emotional bodies. Or things you went through, they automatically went there.
Mm-hmm.
And you call them clouds because they cover up your own inner sun, and then you just pull them out. They look like they cotton candy, white color. Did you pull them out from your mental emotional bodies? And about you, I feel like you do everything in the here and now, here and now. And you feel people straight away too. There's no this doubt. Sometimes your mind might start doubting it, but this first expression you get, you're very like looking through and understanding. Um, you go by your intuition, basically. And there's some mirror technology that sometimes you use to send, it's almost like a self-created clone or something, to some other places or some other lives that you have to teach yourself a lesson of some sort, too. It's very interesting, actually. It's almost like you meet somebody who looks like you and you start wondering, why is that? Or deja vu type thing, maybe because I think you carry your memories of the other lives, all those 6 lives. And sometimes you might recognize location like, oh, looks so familiar, or the person, or the situation you're in. Like, I've been in this before, I just know it.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah, that.
because it
Oh yeah,
happens.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, because it's like you mirror yourself and you send yourself through this fabrics of reality into other life. It can be other century, other, it doesn't matter. You basically, it's like a messenger from your own other self to that other self. And since each and every life, it's multiplied in multiple ways that it's going at the same time. It's like the root system of a tree. The tree is one life.
Mhm.
It's like if you made a decision to go there, like there's another root that is still going there and made decision not to go there but stay. You know what I mean? And we all have it like that. But that's why you're sensitive. Your sensitivity provides you the knowledge and remembrance of places from the other parallel existences of the same life in the same location, so that you get like this deja vu type moments. Clones and hybrids. You didn't, those plasma people, humanoids, whatever they are, they did not try to hybridize you. They did not clone you. No, they just want to get rid of you. That's the main purpose. And there
Oh,
were yeah,
they wanted to get me off of Aldebaran.
yeah, yeah. They didn't put you into any project or anything. No, nothing like this. It's mostly that they connected you to themselves, and they've been taking 38%, 39, about 40, right, from you to themselves. They were growing some creatures from that yellow plasma energetic thing that you had, and they put them in an interesting floating thing. So I see this plasma green. It's now green. It's no longer yellow, and it's like they contaminated those their energies. And there's like transparent bubbles. They look like plastic balls on the Christmas tree that you can open. And inside, there's just strange creatures that are being shaped as faces, but the faces are more like animalistic looking. And those are like they're growing some creatures too. This is almost like some sort of aquarium with some spiders that are so bright and green. They have the funky faces with almost like a mustache black. Just all kinds of preparation for the infestation of the planets. It looks like with AI, semi-AI, semi-biological entities, creatures. So what do you wanna? So you cleanse your energy bodies. No clones, no hybrids. DNA is fine. Yes, you've done it quickly. You're just telling me that some other life, you call it number two, that you just lost an animal. It actually looks like mm, is it Irish settler? The dog is kind of tall with like a face like this.
Oh, are you talking about like my pet in this life?
No,
And
I'm talking about it. You're saying that you experienced the loss of a pet of like your friend. That was your friend when you were a 12-year-old boy, and and that sadness. You're saying that probably leaked into this life
uh,
because the dogs are something special for you. Well, in that life for sure. And then I see the other life. You just like lying on the grass. You know, you're saying something interesting. That there's this planet. It has Ozlon mountains. Ozlon. And Mountain Shasta reminds you of those. And you have a connection to mountains and clear water from the mountains.
mhm.
Something like this. That's from another life. I just see you. I always see you as a male. I don't see you looking at all the lives. It's kind of. I don't see you as a female in any lives. But you're. There's this one life I see as number four, and it's like you are raising the children by yourself. Something happened. Bavaria, mountains too, woods. You're raising four boys. Something happened to the. Oh, she was given birth and died.
Hmm.
The fifth child. And you're very like. You're strict when it's needed, but you're very encouraging and sensitive. You let them do what they want to do to develop their imagination, to be themselves. You're like nature in that life. You always go out and lie. Sometimes you climb on the roof and you look at the dark sky into the stars, and that connection when you look at this like dark sky, it gives you that feeling of your of Aldebaran or of other constellations that you've been to, talking to stars. Stars talk like a flower grows. The waves of their wisdom become stronger and stronger, and you get into the field of their knowledge and thoughts, and you just get so much information. It amazes you. You love the stars. They sing the songs together. And to those who don't know how they sing, it might sound like when somebody's playing violin without knowing what they're doing,
Mhm.
but you know the melodies because stars, when they get together and start a melody, they can change a very negative vibration into positive. Let's say somebody's shooting negative ray of vibration into something, and the stars can change it. They provide safe tunnels, like sea tunnels, through which souls come to planets so they don't get contaminated on the way. Because it's like cleansing of the water of the lake. You have to start with seaweed, garbage, and all this stuff, and little by little, we're cleansing this universe. After it's cleansed, it can become biological again. Because right now it's artificial, because simply because AI took over and put a layer of artificial programming on the biological self. So you can say it's been artificially created, but also if biological beings with soul take over, they can shrink the layer of artificial creation and turn it into biological because they have the creativity of a soul and energy to do so. It's like you're pulling some black wires or whatever out. It's something connected to the physical body. It's some contamination from the atmosphere, you say. And you're showing me like the vessels where the blood is supposed to flow. Most people have them lined up with artificial substance. It builds in inside and it covers the sides of the vessels, the mucous membranes and everything. Most people have them covered, desensitized. You saying it's weird, but it's true. That's why you have to do cleansing like this. Periodically, you can do it by yourself. You're saying I can teach. I'm dreaming about teaching. I want to teach others, but I want to accumulate knowledge
Hmm.
from my own self. I want to know how to draw knowledge from my own self because I know so much. But the human mind doesn't have the function of keeping so much. How do I do it? This question is what I want to know. Yeah, just see you kind of looking, you showing me like that you read books and things like that. You like stories, children's books. I see a lot of those. Mm, you can ask questions, I guess. You know,
Okay.
if you,
So did I when the moment I got into this call with you, I immediately did the chakra thing and got rid of the constructs, the chakra
yeah,
construct.
in the
That's so funny.
beginning,
Um,
because you're very absorbent and attentive.
okay. Um, I guess I could probably teach that to other people unconsciously. Because I was like I was gonna ask you the technique, and then I thought that I was gonna have to go into trance and then I don't know, do it in the ether or something. Working with like my other channeler, Annalise, and some other people that I get readings from. Um, I think they're interested in that in the
They
chakra
make it
thing.
more complicated. Everything is made so complicated because there are, if people are not completely truthful, and that's what you were saying to yourself, it's not from me,
Hmm.
then they have other personal interests behind what they say,
Mhm.
then they would tell you that you need to do a lot of, it's almost like rituals. But the
Mm.
truth is, you you need to want, and you need to be connected to your soul, have a strong connection, which you
Oh,
have.
okay. Um, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I mean, I got into this call and then you're talking about the AI thing, and I'm an artist and an illustrator for my career, and we're I feel like our livelihood is um is threatened by the recent AI tech developments like Midjourney and stuff. And I'm like wondering like how will my career survive, or like what's the point sometimes. And but I trying to figure out like how that will impact my career, or if I'm probably just gonna leave the animation industry that I'm in, or reconfigure like reconfigure my like techniques and integrate it or something. Um, but
That's
I that's funny.
That makes sense why you're playing with colors and all the time and it's just creating some, like flowers spinning in circles, multiple circles, then you change it to something else and you constantly, it's constant movement in your energy sphere.
Mhm.
Mm.
Have I do want to understand uh 2 summers ago or 1 summer ago. Now tell me if you don't want to look into it, but I mean I was walking my dog at the time, who- and during a summer night, and the mountain I lived nearby, I think I live near like a military base, and in the sky, there was like thunderless and soundless blue lightning from a clear sky, and it was like striking a mountain near me, like over and over again at like increasingly fast intervals, and it was very unnatural. Like I can't believe I'm the only one that's seeing this. I'm wondering what that is, if you can see it. Because every time I ask other people, they're saying like, I'm blocked, like I can't see this, like for a reason. Like it's dangerous for me. Or and
Mm, no. It was some experiments. I see a big spaceship under the space. It's like a weird looking spaceship, like Vimanas, it's almost like a pyramid shape, but it's a cone. And at the base, there's just a square in the made out of lights, and they are blue. They're blue. They're bright blue, and then they connect. They go like they turn, create one powerful ray, and like
Mhm.
they're doing something with they get something from Earth, some energy.
Oh.
They get like it's like a needle inside the egg where the yolk is, and that yolk is like energetic, like a soul of a planet, and they derive something. It's information and energy together at the same time. And it goes through that blue light tube,
Hmm.
and you felt almost like vibration in your body and under your feet, because it's a very powerful thing. They have all kinds of technologies and things like that that can interfere with. Um, they can create an earthquake this way too. I mean, they can do
Oh.
anything they want. They can
Oh, is
suck
it?
out underwater, like the underground water that carries a lot of ancient information too.
Oh, okay. So it was negative entities striking. I,
Yeah, it's not positive for sure, because when I try to look, the whole ship looks like beehive. It's really crazy. But beehive made out of metal. It's like red yellow metal. It's shiny and kind of, it feels like if I touch it, it's like liquid. And inside, there's some strange like sitting, like yellow skin, like very pokey chin, big oval black eyes. Some of them have tentacles coming instead of hair. Others look more like bold, but they have the suits with the hoods. You know, like a one-piece suit with a hood.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to read like what kind of, where they come from and whatever.
I hope they weren't successful in whatever they're doing, but it was very interesting.
No, it's like a reverse osmosis of some sort of some energies they're doing. I understand there's something in circulation. They're making something. It's kind of like you have to turn the key to make the robot walk more. You have to get that in order for their ship to have power,
Oh,
and they absorb it to themselves.
oh, okay. I thought I was assuming, oh, I live near a deep underground military base, or like I thought that was it, and then something was trying to collapse that base, but it was a ship extracting something.
Yeah, because there's also holes around that base. Energy holes. These are portals.
Mm,
The things show up and then disappear, but because they go into hangars underground. Like they have like big like garages underground for spaceships too.
oh, okay. Um, Moving on from that, I was wondering, I flew to Houston to visit some friends, and then I was like 2 nights in a row, or like it happened several times. I tried to sleep, but then I would wake up because I would hear like thousands of people screaming help in my head, and like the most terrible pain. And I wasn't in pain. They seemed to be in pain, and then I tried to, like, I don't know. Um, I thought I thought like the house that I was staying in was haunted, but then it turns out I was asking like my friend Annalise, it, and she found out like it was Houston. It was the psychic trauma from a parallel universe of another Houston that got nuked. I think in the 70s, the USSR nuked this version of Houston, and I was picking up that nuke because apparently that explosion can ripple through parallel universes, and I think like a negative entity or some like dark magician was trying to pull that energy into our timeline. Um, I mean, how do you feel? Is that true? Like, was that really what I was picking up? And is that
Um,
cleansed at
I
least from
see
this
I see
timeline?
some, like gargoyles look, but I see them whitish, like made out of bones.
Hmm.
That's what I first thing I saw. Like I saw like a castle with the um like a fort, okay? That used to be on this place energetically. It used to stand there, the century. And then I saw that they pinpointed you. It's like a map, and all of us like fish in the aquarium, and they pinpointed you that they want to get some information out of you, your wisdom, your knowledge. Do you
Hmm.
remember I told you that you call yourself a wizard, right? Like you
Yeah.
know how to play with energies and how to shape stuff to creation. And they wanted to get it out of you. And through scaring you, they wanted to bring your vibration down in order to extract the information out of you.
Oh, right. And they were successful. I wish I could like just I didn't know that. I was something like I could just
But you understand it's like a parallel world that still exists. It's like 13th, 14th century, and there's a big fort in there, and it's just there's just like a king and all this stuff. And I see a king and there's like reptilians walk around like they're just normal. Um, and it's still existing. It's kind of like weird that the house is located on the territory of the castle, and the two worlds blend in together. So when you showed up there, oh, he knows something that we need. He has some information. Let's scare him. And through that, it's like when they scared you, they could like you like froze for a second, it's like some sort of technique or whatever, and they can use you as a portal to get to you and extract some knowledge
uh
out of you. Something like this because I keep seeing this castle. It's like looks like made out of bone material, but it's some
oh
sort
wow.
of other material. I don't know, just the color of it, cream something.
I think I did experience sleep paralysis and like laughing, like dark laughing, like near me as I'm trying to say like, oh, I reject this or something. I was just saying like I'm protected, I'm rejecting this and like maybe they were all laughing at me or something. That I guess that's funny, but I was like, I wish I guess that whole uh scenelet was just a ploy to like a cover over the actual operation, I guess. So this
Yeah.
was a people in the past or in another
It's
timeline.
not even the people, because I looked at the king and he looks like a humanoid with a
Hmm.
crazy looking head. Like I can see his brains through his head, like on top it's transparent, but he's hiding it under the crown. It's like a glass head on top, and crown is like, you cannot see, and they're in charge of people. People look like Turkish people or something.
Oh,
Kind of interesting. And then I hear in my head the world has shifted. They shifted.
oh, okay.
So,
So that's defunct and collapsed or something, hopefully.
mm, yeah.
Okay. They didn't
They're
take anything,
hunting
right?
for you. They're actually hunting for you because you have the knowledge and you have this imagination because you helped create worlds.
No.
You, you had ideas, and the ideas is very attractive to them.
No, they probably they're AI or they don't have the capacity to imagine or anything.
It's like a radar they have in their heads. They look for souls that have experience of creation and creative thoughts, ideas, constant like imagination is huge. So that's why they hunt. They usually grab kids too.
Oh, okay.
Uh, you know, those who are not like, you know,
Will I be okay? Am I hidden or I don't have to
no,
really care too much?
you're fine. You know about it. And now you know your story, how you help create creations, worlds,
Oh,
spaces for you're inviting to them because you used to invite other creators to participate in some projects.
yeah.
Now they think that it's like it's emanating from you, okay? You're very like to people, they feel like you're very good at inviting, hosting, like they want to be around you type
Oh,
thing.
like a soiree or something or like a gallery opening.
Mhm.
Is it
Right.
oh, so like just talking to you, I boosted like this energy immune system. So like I know how to like oh, I know what if and if I'm getting if my energy or knowledge is getting siphoned, I could just I know how to stop it or negate.
Yes, because your thought is very strong. you have this very strong thought. You just like think of one thing and then it starts unfolding, 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 and you get sucked into it with your mind. You know, you can like live in a room filled with people, but in your head, you'll be in a room without people in some sort of castle. Like that's how powerful you are. You can uncreate some stuff too.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain, but
Oh,
I
uncreate. I do sometimes when I mean, more often than I'd care to admit. I have negative thoughts and create negative scenelets or like morbid thoughts in dark fantasies, and then after it's done, I make a conscious effort to like, oh, that was a fun experiment. I hereby collapse that timeline into a more benevolent one, or like I put myself in like a I guess like a room or something where my thoughts hopefully don't hurt anyone, or they don't, or like I don't make any negative timelines that impact other people, and then I could just collapse it after I'm done. Oh,
hmm
is that is that
Yeah, you do
too
that. And you
extreme?
also, I see, while you're saying this, I see this interesting dragon. I don't know if you've seen, you might have seen that one in your dreams. Prolonged head, looks like feathers on the head, but they curl like this.
Hmm.
Like eyes are very like almond shaped, long. Almost like a seahorse kind of shaped mouth. And I see this one is like crying. And it's like a very interesting world with the you can think it's mountains, but it's not. It's just like energies all over and they're all beautiful colors, bright colors, amazing. And you come to different worlds when you sleep and you help them fix something what they're crying about. You basically can. Do you remember I told you that you're like a conductor? You're conducting music, you're
Yeah.
like a director, you know, you
Hmm.
can redirect some things so the dragon would not be crying at the end. Well, that's
Oh,
when you're talking about that, what you're doing, that you're doing it because of that.
okay.
That also that with the stars and stuff, you like being with head into some idea creation, you get into it and you like to blend in with something beautiful.
Hmm.
You know, like the music of the stars, the singing, all of this. So you're kind of like searching for beauty in everything.
Oh, I mean that makes sense. I mean that's my career. I'm
Mm.
paid to do that. Um,
Yeah.
I, for- I had another question. Oh yeah. I do have another question. I do past life regressions with Annalise. I was wondering um about this. I was wondering about the last two lives I dipped into. Maybe they're delusions or not, but I think I dipped into a life where I was like a phoenix in like a very Asian looking plane of existence. Did that happen in the astral plane, or was it like a physical place on Earth or on another planet? It was like,
That's probably your first life.
oh, that
Is
was my
it
first
like
one.
yeah, but it's kind of interesting. It's that's when they created this uh in their minds it's a colony, but it's humanoid forms.
Hmm.
Um but it's mostly flying dragons and stuff like that and the birds and
Oh,
I
okay.
see a lot of those creatures with big wings. You know, kind of like prehistoric world, but at the same time, I see people in villages, and They don't speak language now, but they do look like kind of what you said, Asian looking people.
Yeah, they have
And
like a lot of Asian like creatures and like those Japanese temples and stuff. Like it was that was all the
yeah,
architecture.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like Chinese and Japanese are blend. You know what I want to tell you? That well, how I see it, it's like eight, number eight, or
Hmm.
two hemispheres, how they draw of Earth. One is completely Asian, another one is completely like kind of like white skin looking people.
Oh my
And there's
gosh, those
nothing in
are
between. It's
you're
weird.
picking that up because after that um okay, so after I was Mr. Phoenix, I flew into like a Japanese Shinto gate, and then I came out as like this Nordic wolf man, shaman wolf man chieftain, and then I could turn into a wolf, and then turn back into human, and then I was in a village, and then we were working with runes, like a community rune ceremony, and then we could create like constructs and buildings out of the runes, like when energy like filters through like a sieve or like a mirror made out of runes, and then whatever we wanted, the energy would configure into the runes, and then make a building or make a new creature. um I think that's what you're picking up, but those are parallel
Me.
lives on the same Earth or like on the same planet.
It's like a different Earth projection where there are only two worlds, Asian and non-Asian type thing.
It
Asian and Caucasian. I don't know how to call it.
was
Like
like
really.
Nordic. It was like a Swedish
Yeah.
Nordic thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They look like kind of Vikings in a
Yeah,
way.
They were like proto Vikings, I think. But they were
Mm,
using the runes, I think, that we see littered around Sweden right now, but like
mhm.
better or something.
The
Because I
Tao
was asking like,
people are beautiful.
oh, I didn't get a good look at the people, but I was like really interested in their architecture. It was like it exploded out of these rune portals, and then like and it turned into like huge, massive temples made out of spontaneously made wood or something.
Hmm.
But very interesting. That's how far I was like. I feel like these past life regressions, they're like half remote viewing and half Akashic channel or something, and I'm trying to like maybe I'll draw it out for you, but or you could actually see it actually. So
Yeah,
they're
Akashic
a past life, right?
thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah.
your black pill
Akashic.
on the
Like,
Akashic records?
yeah, it's really is created by aliens for aliens to drain information from us.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and it's just kind of like their database that they steal from us, from our imagination, the ideas how, and from those ideas they create artificially designed worlds, like meta worlds. And but for you, it's just you kind of tapping in into the other Earth projections of it. That are also it's kind of like layers in a way, or like beads on a string.
Okay.
So it depends. I see it like right now as layers that you just went to another layer in your because you were relaxed in your mind, let it go. So, but yeah, I see a lot of wolves, but they wear some almost like jewelry on their heads.
Hmm.
So, yeah. And the people sit on wolves and wolves like they ride on wolves. Like I see children riding on wolves.
Hmm.
And they live like together with animals as if animals are the same, like as humans, at the same level or whatever. Like they coexist perfectly together. I'm trying to see because you interested me. I see perfect like villages and houses and stuff. They
Yeah,
see some. They eat some herbs. They don't eat like
they
like
don't eat
heavy
meat.
meals or anything. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't, I don't even see them eating like what's right now we eat. I see them eating some interesting like round celery sticks looking like celery, but it's not. It's something different. Like bamboo sticks. I have no idea what it is. A green.
Okay. Like a tuber or like a ginseng, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Something inside is soft and yummy, and they just suck it out, and then they leave the tubes. Yeah.
They also showed me, I don't know if they, because I think it was maybe just a parallel me. They also showed me like they make like a plate made out of the runes, and it looks like, but it's like a, those like a sieve, like you shake it to pan gold or something, or something,
Mm,
but it's made out of like the runes, and then two people hoist it up from the floor to like to above their heads, and it makes like a teleportation bridge, and another team hoists their rune plate into the air, and then now people and objects can walk from the beginning and end points and instantaneously teleport between those two portals.
yeah.
I'm wondering if this technology like can be brought into this Earth or something eventually. Maybe if it gets nicer or whatever.
It has to be elevated level of consciousness, which means that high dimension.
Oh, okay.
I
They
have
also
to.
sh they also showed me like they could see me, like, oh, we know that you're watching me, or like, and then they use the same rune technology, and then it's like a they brought the same like bowl thing made out of runes, and then they shifted a little bit, and then they could see into our Earth, or like they could watch me.
There's something about the science interpretation on those that they're saying that our consciousness at our level cannot understand. It's all about the understanding, and then you connect multiple consciousness together,
Hmm.
like those people, like you said, a group, and then a group with the knowledge. Knowledge is energy, creates a portal. It's like an instrument, okay, those things, but it's mostly people who are doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Um, like another timeline, like another past life regression I had was I was like some sort of shape-shifting dragon king in another planet, but it might have been, I don't know. They say it's like my Chandler says it was time at, but it got frozen over. Like I was witnessing the death of that planet, and then I had to live through the that planet's apocalypse or something. Um, uh,
Hmm.
could you? I mean, is that planet like that Tiamat, or like that planet that blew up and turned into an asteroid belt on this solar system, or is it another star system?
It's your energy body, like you yourself in the Syriac tells me no, it's not that planet. It's the other planet. It's closer to the pink solar system, whatever it is.
Mhm.
If you go through a portal of the golden central sun, it's like a golden gate. Then you go to the right and on the 30-degree angle. So just saying, you see that it's kind of like a solar system, but instead of the sun, there's a bright pink star.
Oh, is that like a? Is that like?
It's beautiful. It's like a tie-dye pink. And there are interesting beings live there. It's almost like flora worlds with
Mhm.
huge kind of giant flowers. And I see like an octopus type being, but I feel high vibrations from him, and he lives on a flower, which is weird because they usually live in the water. Um, and there is some interesting that it look they look exactly like us, like humans, but they can jump. They can jump anywhere. Instead of
Hmm.
walking, they just like hop, 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 hop to different flowers, like they live in flowers. Why? They're like in this fairy tale.
Oh, so that planet
It's
is
really
alive and well.
yeah.
Okay.
It explode. You know what? It was an artificially designed dream to make you worried, to make you kind of believe that everything goes into destruction at some point, that all the worlds you created will go into through destruction also.
Oh, oh dear.
It's like a
Because after
destruction
that,
program. It's actually in the heads of humans since birth. But then
oh,
they
all right.
try um uh, to recreate it. You know, if you forget about it, they try to recreate it in your mind by showing you dreams or visions of it. And that's why, like when children destroy something, right?
Mhm.
That means that that program acts well in them, and the consciousness is low, so they cannot control it. That's why they destroy. The same like in adults. Some
Mhm.
adults destroy, it just means that their soul is either artificial or semi-artificial,
Okay.
or there's soul no connection.
Oh, so that wasn't a real thing I saw. Because after
No,
that, after that planet turned into ice or whatever, I mean, it still stuck around. It's just
it
it grew back up, and then but then I floated back up as that and as that life, and then I floated into like this massive white spaceship, and then I it was like I was plugged from like a simulation game, and I was like, oh, that was a fun game, and then I just hung around on that ship eating fruit or something. I was like, what the heck was that? So,
no, it's just some sort of thing. It's like a technology. It looks like literally looks like a black butterfly with a very like elongated, sharp edged wings, and it's above your head like this.
mhm.
And I see you lying down with the eyes closed, and then it's like the body of this butterfly opens up as the doors of a portal, and it just kind of like sucks your energy body in, and then you go through the artificial kind of like tunneling system into some sort of virtual reality
uh,
doors and
what was
yeah,
that thing about that ship that I floated back up to? Is that another part of that dark butterfly construct?
because it grabbed into some of your thoughts.
Oh,
That's what I read from it. So a lot of your thoughts are about spaceships
hmm,
and what you listen to and things like that. And that's why it gave you this kind of like utopia idea fruit on the spaceship,
okay,
which is really not the case, but
that's funny. Well, at least like because it was the same like intuitive healer that I went to, like the same therapist I went to. It was so that first past life regression was an artificial construct, and then but the most recent one was the Nordic Proto Vikings and the Asian Phoenix. and those are more genuine. So I guess something
Oh,
happened where I cleaned up. It was with the same
those
person, so
exist.
I guess I that butterfly's gone, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, they just there's some ancient guy with a long beard showed up behind this butterfly, and he directs the butterflies to people whom he wants to confuse.
Now,
But
career
that's from the
confused.
another, it's from a upside down world. This is like, it's like divided. It's like we have your subconscious shows me, it's like, well, look at the thermometer, right? There's plus temperature, there's minus temperature. So there's plus worlds of high vibrational worlds, and there's minus worlds, like the same worlds, but something bad happened to them. And that construct of something bad happened to them is totally created and done by AI. And
Oh, okay.
depends how much you yourself infested with AI in a way, controlled, you'll see it clearly.
Oh,
And
so I guess my self cleansings and my hygiene, my energy hygiene in between that these two past life sessions that I did with the same person, I cleaned it up and then I was able to see more clearly, better, the right side up world more clearly.
yeah, it's because your subconscious was showing it to you that you're extracting and expelling, getting rid of all those that you used to be sucked in.
That's so funny because I was examining that past life, the Earth explosion past life. And I asked like another reader, it was like a tarot reader, and she was like, it, I think there's some smoke and mirrors going on, and I don't it's not what you think it is. And it was like, and then but now that I had this reading with you, you spelled it out for me. It's like, oh, that's what that meant. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Um, um, so I mean, what's your with the AI stuff and the upside down and the right side up timeline thing? Like, um, I mean, I sometimes I listen to this guy named Ishmael Perez, and he says like the Earth will split into two or and, and divert
Mm,
into these two separate timelines or whatever, but then collapse. But then the right side up persists and the upside down collapses or something like that.
it's the physical explanation of it,
Hmm.
when in reality, everybody creates his own world, and it's kind of like you create something personal, right, inside your energy sphere. You can create mountains, you can create ocean, you can create these events in your life, and everything can be collapsing around you, but you're not going to be touched by it. Like you're walking through a hurricane and you're completely untouched.
Okay.
That's kind of the idea. We're still one world, you know. In your head, you can think, it's kind of like how to explain your vision to others. You can explain that, well, the world is gonna split, kind of like Dolores Cannon. There's new Earth, there's old Earth, and old
Hmm.
Earth like over there, and you are in the new. Yeah, but in reality, it's all through your mind. So if you believe you're already on the new Earth, you are. But what is new Earth? You're a creator inside your own energy sphere. So if you progressed and you expanded your consciousness, you're already getting to new ideas, new creative ideas, which creates your own so-called, path in life that you want to experience. You are the only creator. And you'll still see bad stuff happening to other people, unfortunately, because that's That's their consciousness level, and at their consciousness level, to expand their consciousness, they have to go through trouble to
Hmm.
understand some stuff. Some things have to happen to them, and they have to physically experience them to get better with understanding, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it's already happened to you in other lives. You've been through this stuff. That's why it's not touching you, because you raised your consciousness, you jumped higher than them at a consciousness level, so you create a better things for yourself. They'll get to that level too at some point. Just like they're just like children as opposed to you. You're a wise man. So
Okay.
but you'll still see it. You'll still see how AI dictates to those people what to go through. The collapse of banks or whatever that is, or maybe they'll make up the idea of not enough food.
Hmm.
But and then you'll be questioning, like, how is that not enough food for them but enough food for me? But it's because they want to believe there's not, they want to create the drama. Some people just live to create the drama. um
Hmm.
and then they use that drama to kind of even use others for the benefit of themselves, to scare others, all through the fear. Whenever you see that they try to work through fear, that's just that world that you just said is collapsing.
Oh yeah. I make a point to like, oh, it's probably like a programming that you're trying to put on to people, and then I make a point to say like, oh, I collapse that timeline, or like I
Right.
like pinch it or something. I don't know. I dissolve it, or at least I do what I think I can do. I have another question. I've been setting the intentions to protect the whales. Apparently they're getting harmed by these sonar blasts that these people that want to erect transatlantic windmills or whatever for wind power. And
Mm-hmm.
then what their construction, it's destroying the whales. And I'm like, all right, I set the intention for them to be protected. May these whales be protected or something. I mean, do you see them being protected? Because the whales themselves, they apparently they have higher selves and they're not from this planet and they're very evolved beings. And then they
Mm-hmm.
said like they came to Earth or something to help elevate the planet, I guess. And then but there's some troubles happening to them.
The
What
pro.
is your thoughts?
Well, I connected to a whale here, and first of all, he showed me a lot of plastic around. Unfortunately, when they gulp water, they gulp a lot of plastic that's killing them too,
Mhm.
physically. But also, it's like the density is, how do you leave this dimension? By leaving your body. Sometimes you've done what you wanted to do and you just in large, and he's showing me just large populations of different other beings that we consider, like all those elves, fairies, and all those, they left like that too.
Okay.
You know, um, and it's just like a natural process. There's a lot. He says there is a lot of animals living at this time. A lot of good instinct.
Oh,
He,
okay. I should just be I should just let them go and like they'll just come back later maybe.
it's so weird. I feel their pain too. I feel like they're uncomfortable. For some reason, I feel it in my stomach. I feel like my stomach is exploding, like it's like it's expanding uncomfortably. And that's what they feel.
Okay.
There's lot, what they absorb the negative energies, and so there's so much negative energy on the planet right now. Then it's not that there's those devices that you think are killing them. It's mostly that they absorb so much, they explode inside in pain and then leave the bodies. That's
Okay.
what, because when I look at them, they point at their stomachs and they're like dark. and they process the black energy, because when you absorb some, you elevate, you help the souls and bodies make it through dark times. And that's what
Okay.
they're put here on. Dolphins are there waving too, they're doing the same. It just the how big the bodies are. The bigger the body, the more you can process, the more you can absorb.
Oh,
And that's why they also tell me the animals who live with you, your friends, like be careful about dark thoughts or fighting with anybody at home, because they would always absorb the energies of us, that they would get sick and die.
okay.
Or if you get sick, they would get sick too, because they'll absorb the sickness from you.
All right. I tried to heal my dog, but I mean, she got really old and left. Um, it, so my work didn't. I mean, I tried. Did my intentions do anything for the whales at all, or like, do you see anything, any movement, or like, no? Because I do try to. I've been setting the intentions to
You put some
clear.
glow around them. It's like a glow of protection.
No, but it wasn't much.
They are the one thing they're saying, that there's even darker times coming, but it doesn't, and that's when you don't have to get scared, because darker times are coming only to those who need darker times, to use
Okay.
it as a tool to expand the consciousness through dark experiences,
Hmm. Okay.
which is really crazy, but that's how it works in this game, because the rules of the game were not set by souls in human bodies with empathy, with feelings, that were set by psychopaths.
Oh, okay.
So,
Um, what about like I've also been trying to do energy clearings on entire swaths, like sections of land and like landmarks. Do you see me being or do you see me successfully doing that when I do these like energy works or rituals or
you naturally pick like space, just kind of like you were flying as that wizard, as you call yourself, of creation, and picking a spot, creating a space, cleansing it, and asking other creators if they wanted to participate in creating something beautiful there. It's kind of like they have the need to create, to recreate the beauty in places, right?
yeah.
That's why you're doing it. It does work. It contributes. Every thought, like I would like to make this beautiful, or every thought and action contributes to things. But it's going more like, how to explain? It's like your own world and others creators world. You're building connection to people who are doing the same. You don't
Hmm.
even know those people physically, but you're building that and those people will come to you in your life, who'll also tell you that they're doing the same you're doing.
Okay.
That's the interesting part of it. And you're elevating it in this certain timeline where you're helping them. In the other timeline, it's they're not being helped. It's just that's the probably best way to explain, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, I'm complete dark. I should probably turn on the lights. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. My phone like turned like no, my camera turned off or something. So, but I'm still
Oh,
here.
yeah. No, no, no. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, we're almost 2 hours too.
Yeah, we're almost done. But
Um. Yeah.
okay. So it helps. I should continue doing it.
Right.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll try. I don't know. I'll try to help the whales or a little bit more. But
Yeah.
they're just gonna do what they're gonna do, I guess. I don't
I
know. I just
saw
get
like a
a little.
rainbow over them, and you're helping those who decided to stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
this world is so dualistic in every expression because some of them want to leave. They're done with the mission that
Yeah.
they created for themselves.
Okay. Makes sense. They told me like their higher selves told me like, oh, we came from like the 22nd dimension. We don't have a home planet. We literally just fly through space, and then we just settled on Earth because we knew it needed help or like something. But I mean,
Right.
I don't like the no, the idea of martyrs. It's like hopefully we can move past that.
Yeah.
So
It bothers me too. I mean, look what's going on in the world everywhere. It's physically with physical mind. It just sometimes you want to scream like stop it, stop doing
yeah.
this and that. But then you close your eyes and you see how it really is, and it's very tough. And that's why they created the physical body to make it hard for us,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. It's part of the rules that we never really agreed to or something. Like, or we didn't have
Right.
a say in the parameters. Um,
Right, because they want this internal suffering and conflict in between the understanding what you see with physical eyes. You see somebody's killing the child. I mean, how can you
mm,
not, right,
mhm. Yeah.
react? So, and you should. I feel like
Yeah.
you should, you know?
And I feel like sometimes like other extra-mental energy entities like aliens or some elementals, they're stuck in the same what do you call matrix with us too. Like, oh great, we're here too. And they're trying to
The,
do the
the,
best they
pro-
can.
yeah, the problem is we also created them if you dig
Yeah.
deeper. So, yeah, because we have such great imagination, we wanted to try out everything, you know.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, some bad stuff sometimes sucks you in. Kind of like people jokingly, try to smoke and then they can't stop smoking all their lives, destroying their
Hmm.
bodies. So,
Well, this was amazing. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, you answered so many questions. Hopefully I'll try to communicate the uh with my other friends, like the things I've learned. I
Nice.
just didn't think it would happen so quickly at a snap, but I mean, I guess thank you and thank you for the
Thank
information that just randomly, I mean, just instantaneously happened.
Yeah, yeah, that was interesting that you confirmed a lot of things. And like I saw you as 12-year-old boy in the other life crying because your dog died.
Hmm.
And yeah, pretty much everything fits. I wanted to ask you, can I publish this session? I thought it
Sure,
was
yeah. I mean, you go ahead
wonderful.
and blur my face if that's necessary.
Okay,
And
okay.
my name,
No,
and then
no
you could just put me
problem.
on, but it doesn't matter because my camera turned off by itself. Happens.
Oh,
I don't
really?
understand
Yeah, it
why.
doesn't matter. So should I blur your, circle with the face too?
Yeah, yeah, blur that, and then I guess then blur the
Unless it
name.
doesn't show, it shouldn't be showing, but let's see how it's recorded. Okay, well, thanks. I'm turning off the
Thank
recording
you.
then.